Hey guys, welcome back to Fussy Cut Crafts. My name is Adrienne. I decided to pop in and do something hopefully kind of quick. I decided to do a washi tape masterboard. I've never made a masterboard at all, but I figured I could use this as a background basically for some glue booking. Now this is not all of my washi tape. This is most of my pink washi tape. No, this is all of my pink washi tape and some other colors that I've decided to do without right now because it would just probably make it too difficult to find pictures and things to go on top that actually fit what I'm doing. I guess those are both red. So I'm going to try to stick to the pink ones here and not use the reds or the greens or the oranges or the blues. Yeah, this should be enough to cover these big pages. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I'm going to use, this is one of my glue books. This is a Mondo Llama, it's a sketchbook that I got from Target. That's, Target for people who are slightly less fancy. And I really love these. The only thing I kind of have a issue with is the wire binding. I love it in general because, the book lays open flat, but I wish it were on one of the sides. That's the only thing I'm not 100% crazy about, but it's got a good hardcover on the front and the back. It's got 160 pages. It's acid free, and it is 9 by 13.6, 9.1 by 13.6 inches. And I've actually done quite a lot. I guess I'll do just a little bit of flipping here. I've done quite a lot in here. I haven't even finished this page. That's just a background. Same there. Same there. Okay. I know I have finished pages in here. Hold on. Yeah, like this. Finished page. Did a little bit there. Basic picture. And then I put the city upside down here. Here. Right here. Got some extra stuff there and here. And I am very close to being done with this book. I've done a lot, at least backgrounds, on both sides for the most part, except right here. On the other side of this, I have some blank pages that then go back to the beginning of the book. I actually haven't done anything in this in a long time. So what I'm going to do is just start by gluing down some background washi tape as fast as I can here before that dries, because I have a lot of washi tape. Not as much as some people, but way more than you would think somebody who once said, I don't need washi tape, would have. I am sort of now, to myself anyway, infamous for saying, oh, I don't need that. I don't need washi tape. I don't need an embossing machine. I don't need a sewing machine. I don't need this. I don't need that. And then promptly buying it and loving it and wishing I had had it for a lot longer. When did I start buying washi tape? I think I can blame the Happy Planner for starting my washi tape thing. Actually, this is from the Happy Planner. I think I bought one set. So it was a set of this washi tape with different ladies on it. And I thought, oh, okay, that's kind of nice. I like putting that in my journal. And then I moved to Pipsticks and got several Pipsticks washi tapes. And then I got some off of Amazon, and it just kind of kept going. I have been able to not buy any washi tape for, oh, I guess like 3 months now or something like that. Not that long. Really not that long. But I do like it. I like pretty things. I like nice decorative things. So this, once I tried it, this quickly became yet another one of those decorative things that I felt like I kind of couldn't. Well, of course I can live without it. We can all live without washi tape. But one of those things that I really liked having way more than I thought I would. I guess I'll use this kind of rainbowy one since the pattern is just these little stripes. It's not super. Man. There we go. So like I said, I'm gonna cover the page in this and then attempt to find something I want to put on top of it in my stacks and stacks of fussy cut images and squares and everything else I have. Seemed like it would be a good thing to try for something different because I've never done this before. I have used washi on some of my, like I said, I've used it in my journal. And I've used a little bit of it in glue booking. And if you want, I can at some point do a full flip through of this book so you can see what I've done in it so far. But I've been doing so many. I have a lot of books that I'm working in right now. There's a book where I just do tape transfer stuff. I've got another book like this. It's the exact same book from Target where I do kind of more, I don't know if I'd say fancy, but it's less straightforward. Put down a background, put fussy cut images over the top. So it's kind of more experimental, weird stuff, I guess you could say. I've got a lot of mini collage books, and I really like working in those because you can get several pages done in just like an hour or so if you're just kind of going through them and doing as much as you can. It does not take long, and you get to feel really accomplished for finishing stuff, which is always nice. It's always a nice bonus. Shakes is here again, napping on my dining table, as he frequently does by the time I'm filming these. What kind of pets do you guys have? Do you have cats? Do you have dogs? Do you have fish? Does anybody out there have a reptile or two? Or what else is there? You could have a reptile, rodents. Some people like rodents. Your hamsters and mice and so forth. I would not be happy having that in my house, I don't think. Even in their own special little containers, I think that would be weird for me. Even though I won't deny that on occasion you could see a cute mouse and hamsters are fine for rodents, but I much prefer like just straight ahead cats. I had fish when I was a kid because my mom was afraid of cats and dogs and pretty much everything. So she didn't want any of those in the house, which is fair because once I grew up and got cats, she was terrified of them. Terrified of all of them. Whether they did or said anything to her or tried to jump up on her or not, was not a fan of the animals, my mom. So I had fish, and my dad took me to Woolworths, which is not around anymore, hasn't been around for a long time as far as I know. And we went to the pet department there. Woolworths is just like a drugstore, a dime store, kind of like Walgreens or CVS or something like that. But they had a pet section, which they really probably should not have had, because the people there did not actually really know anything about the pets. So when I got my 2 goldfish and 1 catfish, there was no one to tell me or my dad, hey, catfish are really aggressive and you don't put them in a tank or a fish bowl or whatever with goldfish. I don't even remember the name, what name I gave the 2 goldfish I had, which is unfortunate because the catfish was so aggressive that it killed the shit out of both of them without much ceremony. And I think they weren't chewed up or anything. This is getting far more gruesome than I thought it would. They weren't chewed up or anything. I think basically the catfish just scared them to death. Like, was just constantly probably attacking them and things like that, to the point where they just couldn't live anymore. And one of the goldfish had actually had babies, and the catfish killed the babies. So not the best experience with owning fish for 10-year-old me. I do remember the name of the catfish because he was also just not aggressive with the fish. He was also aggressive with me when I would clean the bowl. You know how you have to take the fish out and put him in something else so you can clean the bowl. And I'd scoop him up in the little fish scoop, and he would jump out of the scoop at my face. So, and not just a little gentle hop like, oh my God, I'm out of water, but literally trying to jump in my face. So probably not necessarily an animal that should be owned, I would say, catfish. Man, it took quite a bit of effort to find where that ended there. So I named him, and I don't know why I picked this name as a little kid, but I named the catfish Wilbur. And his is the only name of the fish that I recall. I don't remember what I called the catfish at all, either of them. Of course, like I said, they died post-haste, so it ended up, I guess, not mattering that much what I named them. But that was my only experience as a pet owner as a kid. And now I've got all these, well, not all. I've got 3 cats. You might be able to hear one of them is, I don't know if he's coughing or sneezing. That's Rudy. He's got chronic upper respiratory infections. So now that I give them I only give them wet food now, which I used to do both. I used to do wet and dry food. Now that I just give them wet food, he used to just sneeze constantly, and he doesn't do that anymore. So that was a nice change. They also don't get fur balls as much as they used to, probably because they're getting enough water with the wet food. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and get through this. Go ahead and speed the video up, because you get what I'm doing here. I'm just covering the page in my different washi tapes, and Need some more glue there. I'm going to go ahead and get done with this so we can start gluing down images. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I really like this, and actually now that I think about it, I'm kind of surprised I don't have more pink washi tape than this, because pink is one of my favorite colors. But yeah, I actually like how this turned out. Just kind of slapping them down in different spots, and I used some extra here and there to cover where I didn't completely get things all the way over. But I like how this turned out. So now I have to put my glue stick here and push aside all this washi I'm going to have to put back in my various containers, and pick out some of my fussy cuts. And I feel like it would be good to go for something relatively large. So I'm going to try one of my notebooks here. Oh, thank God. I thought it was going to be really hard to get this out off the shelf here. This is one of my Novita binders. Well, it's called a Novita Clear Book. I've got two of these, and I thought, I think a lot of you probably understand this as well. I thought, oh, that's perfect, because it's got this expandable edge here, so it won't get exactly how it's gotten, all lumpy. It'll just be even, and this will be a solution to all my storage problems when it comes to images. And it's been nice to have. I like it. Like I said, I got this and then filled it up very quickly and got another one. But it's, well, for one thing, I've got too many images. Everybody else have too many images? Because I've got way too many images. And so I got this and I'm like, woo, this is great. This is going to work out fabulously. And then I filled it up to the point where it was like, okay, well, now what? Now I guess I need another one. And that still wasn't enough. I got the second one, I filled that up immediately. Huh. Do I want to use Tina Turner? That would pop. Let's try Tina Turner. I might have to cut out the other words I have down there. What else could I use? Ooh. Tricky, right? Got some random shapes here, but with all the washi in the background, that's probably gonna be enough. Maybe words. Maybe I should put some words, and I'm sure, yeah, I do have words here. None of those quotes belong to her, I don't think. What else? Yeah, I wouldn't use any of that. Not food. And let me see what else is in here. Sorry about the glare. I tried to just go with the light from the window, which is over this shoulder over here next to me, but it decided to get cloudy right before I started filming. That's a cool image. Okay, I might actually cut this out instead of using Tina Turner. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But this is part of the problem, though, right? Every magazine or old used picture book or whatever you look through, everything's fabulous. And you end up with too many pictures of all types. And then you have to make a lot of really hard decisions. I'm just gonna put that on the floor because I don't have room. So what do we think? Yeah, see, as much as I love Tina Turner here, and I would cut the bottom off here, the farewell to the Queen part. But this feels maybe too busy, even though everything's pink. But this, because it's already weird, might be just right. So I'm going to cut this out. Again, some fussy cutting secrets here. Just move the paper more. That's really what gets you doing things kind of quickly. And there's really no worries about, I'm not sure if I want this stuff behind her head or not. It looks kind of cool, but we'll see what happens without it. And of course, because I keep all my scraps, I will just keep it. And if I change my mind and want some of it behind her, I can use it. I'm thinking about, and vaguely thinking about doing this because, again, I'm trying not to spend money I really don't need to spend. As I said, this is my dining table that I work at, but I'm thinking about getting a desk from IKEA that's got all this storage in it. Well, it's basically a work surface connected to a bunch of, like a bookshelf, a large bookshelf, and I'm vaguely thinking about getting that and actually putting it up against the window that's over my shoulder there, so that the light is actually facing down as opposed to coming over my shoulder. But I'm considering, because I really don't want to move my dining table. For one, it would be a pain in the ass because I've got a buttload of shit on here. All my stickers and, you know, wrapping paper books and other collage materials and papers and all that kind of stuff. My journals, a lot of my journals. So I really don't want to take all the stuff off just to move it up against the window, especially since I do actually sit here and eat, and I like to be able to easily look over and see the TV, which is that way, and I don't want to have to turn all the way around from facing this way to facing this way and then not have any surface in front of me from when I'm eating and drinking stuff and have everything behind me. So that's why I'm considering getting the other, I think I'm going to cut these apart. That's why I'm considering getting another surface. It'll also add some storage. What I really want is built-in shelves. Oh, Lord, that would be nice. Like a home library, built-in shelves, some nice lighting on those shelves. I have so many dreams for this house. I've been here since 2007, and for the most part, I mean, I'm not in this house for no reason. I do like it, but it's getting to the point where there are a lot of things I would like to have be better. How do I want to do this? I like having that separation between them. And then what do I do with this one random head? Do I put it someplace else? Actually, that's not bad. Like there. Oh, Lord. Freaky, right? Or even, like, do a thing where I cut this out so there's not this random bit hanging, and just do it up here. Let me move my light. So put it right there by itself and have these two here. I guess I could do it like this. I could stack. I actually kind of like that. Like covers most of her dress as opposed to this. These are the decisions we have to make when we're doing this stuff. Oh, I could do it like that, just overlap them. That feels a little too separate. Maybe, let's see, I can do it up like that, like I said. That might work. I think I need to cover that spot. And let me get a pencil or something so I can kind of keep track of. Yeah, where I'm lining that up. I can always erase that or something. Of course, I got pencil on the photo. And then maybe, I don't know about this one. Do I want it like here? Yeah, let's do it there. Do another line here, that, and let's get gluing. Now, let's put Tina over there and use my back of this old magazine to please don't sneeze or move any of the stuff. Just turn around and don't cause any trouble. I'm gonna glue this down first because it's the smallest piece. So how do you guys store all your stuff? Books, magazines, journals, incomplete, the journals you're working on, the journals you haven't started using yet. I think it is one of the biggest challenges, right? Of whenever you do any crafty stuff, you have to figure out where to put all the stuff. Oh, come on, buddy. Calm down. Have to figure out where to put everything. And sorry, I think I'm off camera here while I'm doing this gluing, but I'm just putting glue on there, and now it go. Ah! Stop it. There. There's that. And she's already down. And now I have to put glue on the back of this one. And I already need to find a new page. I really don't like gluing on Oprah, but I guess I'll glue on Oprah and just be careful. Try not to get it all over the place. Because I think I do want to use this image of Oprah at some point when I get done using this book, this magazine shell for A, storage of things I've ripped out, and B, as a gluing surface. That works pretty good. Because I really like this picture of her. Which is what happens when you have your own magazine. When you have your own magazine, you will never not have good pictures of yourself. But tell me where you store your stuff. Because I'm out of ideas, just about. Well, not completely. I still have all that. I still have all my pretty lacy contact paper, so I can cover some boxes and use those. But aside from that, I don't have a lot, like there's nothing left. I have magazines and books everywhere, under every surface. They're literally under my rocking chair, under my dresser and my chest of drawers, and just in random piles on the floor, which I need to figure out some place to put. They're on my bookshelves. They're under my bookshelves. I like that. I feel like this is a little, because the bottom of her dress here is flat, I feel like that is a little, let's see what I can do with this. Just go ahead and cut this out. A little there, follow that line. It looks like there's tinsel basically that was hanging from the ceiling behind her. Just do a very messy, fussy cut and see what I can do with this. And this does not fit the, maybe not. Well, let's go ahead and just do this and pretend this has that and put it down like this. Let's see. Maybe I should do there. So now the sides are also uneven, just like the bottom and the top. And so it's less. I feel like I'm onto something here, guys. Maybe like that. Do this and this, and that does not stand out as much. So I think that's basically it. And this way I've got like these uneven edges that kind of match, you know, a person's shape more. There. And this. So tell me where you put your stuff. How often do you have to reorganize it? Because for me, every time I buy a new collection of products, I have to reorganize everything. There, I don't mind that at all. I kind of wish I had another of her heads that I could put right here. Like just one more head. Maybe with a slightly different facial feature. Of course, maybe I just put a completely different head there altogether. Who else's head could I put there? What do I have in this book here? Okay, this would be totally wild, but I don't mind her. I'm gonna cut her out. What's on the bag? That's fine, just some jewelry. Jewelry that I will absolutely never buy and possibly never ever be able to afford. So it's fine. I'm gonna cut her out and just slap her down. Fussy cut her and slap her down. And we'll see what happens here. Probably don't want her whole head and shoulders here. I probably just want her head, but let's see. I'll cut that out too evenly. Get around the head. Oh, the eyelashes. So many eyelashes. Do that and this. lower eyelashes. And I'm just going to do this to get it out of the way. And cut there. And then get in here with the nose, the lips, and her chin. Good thing this isn't any smaller than it is right now, because I probably would have messed up some of her profile there. I'm going a little bit more. I'm going to take my chances with the, there we go, nose, lower eyelashes. Yeah, that's too much. So I'm going to take my chances and cut up here to the hair. Do I want the hair? Do I want her head and her hair? Or do I want to cut like around here? I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Even out this ear a little bit, because I kind of cut the top off. And it actually kind of fits nicely between here and this line of washi tape right here. And what about this? I don't know. I might put that somewhere. Okay, I'm slapping her down. Part of the reason why I love doing this stuff is because there really are no rules. And I would say it's that way with anything artistic. You get to decide what you want to do, how you want to do it. Oh, I like that. Whether or not something makes sense to you, it does not have to make sense in the larger sense of the word. You just have to like the way it looks and feel like, you don't even really have to feel like it means anything to you other than you like it. And do I like that? Do I want to put a random scalp up here? Let's see what happens. Cut that off. I'm debating. It's not terrible, you know. If I do it like this, and kind of do that. Just kind of figure out where the other picture is so I don't cover it. This ended up being a little bit weirder than I thought it was going to be even. Don't mind it. Again, do not mind it. Just doing whatever I want. Because we all know that this is not, this, in basically zero other areas of life is this acceptable. You can't just do whatever you want. You always have to follow rules and stuff, and obviously we need some of those, but a lot of them, quite frankly, feel like bullshit. So, yeah, I'm not crazy about that now. It's just too there. And maybe like this. Where was her ear? Okay, where does this actually go? It went like this. Doing it, putting it down. Okay, one more adjustment there. I think that's better. And now I will put it down. Gluing it down, gluing it down. Gluing it down, having it be weird. Feels great. There we go. Does it make sense? Of course not. It doesn't have to. I like the way it looks. Get all these little scraps out of the way. So there it is. Let me move my light so that you get less of a glare. So here's her face. Those are the three faces. That's the same woman. And then that's the random black lady with the top of her head coming off. I like this. I should do more of this. Just put washi down in random chunks. Just kind of follow a general color palette. And this is what you get. It's fantastic. Okay, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you had fun watching this and that it gave you some ideas about things to do when you're gluing and looking for images and things like that. And again, let me know how you store all your stuff, because I could really use some more ideas. Thanks a lot. I had fun creating this. And go ahead and, if you like this video, do all the liking and subscribing and thumb upping and all that good stuff. Okay? I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye.